Third graders, what's up? It's Mr. Stanley, and it's been a long time since you may have heard my voice. So let's put our math hoodies right up over our head and enjoy this nice spring weather. So we've got a wonderful March that I've been thinking about, and then thinking about February too. We've learned a lot about covering two-dimensional surfaces, and that word area and perimeter keeps on popping up in our number corner and also in our thinking for this unit for Unit 5. So you're looking at a picture of a math book, a math notebook. You might have a math journal that looks like this. You might have a math journal that looks like this. Either way, I'd like you to have it out, and I'd like you to take a look at it just like I am. And as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about, I really would like to decorate my math journal. And, I have some really cool, like, sticky contact paper, or maybe I have some wrapping paper, and I'd like to kind of glue it on there or paste it on there, kind of decorate this really bland blue or maybe this very generic looking notebook. But I need to find out how to cover it. And that's what area is all about. I need to find out how to cover it by using something called area. And to do that, I have, yesterday we explored covering a grid, an area, and this time we're actually going to apply it to something in real life. So we're going to try to cover our math journals. And in order to cover it, we need to find out how much material we need to cover it. And I'm going to take a look at doing this through a sheet. And here's the sheet. So today our goal is to try to measure our math journal. So the first thing that you want to do is you probably want to figure out how many square inches is this. Okay, so yesterday we covered our math, or we covered little tiny grids, or maybe we even explored covering real things with some square tiles. But today I want to think about how many square inches is that. So if I'm thinking about a square inch, I'm thinking maybe a tiny little inch tile at the top of my notebook. And I want to think, how many of those am I going to need to cover my journal? So I'm just going to kind of maybe take a quick think and be like, I'm just going to take a little estimate. It's kind of like that, how many marbles are in the jar type estimate. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there and say like 60. So I'm not sure what yours might be. Maybe your binder or your notebook is a little more. Maybe you think I'm way off. But I'd like you to write your estimate. And then right beside it, I'd like you to write square inches right next to it. Awesome. So now what we want to do is we actually want to measure it. So there's a few different tools that you might use. If you're learning from home, you probably have a box full of materials like these square inches. Yours might be orange or blue or yellow. And you might also have in that box a couple of other things too. You might have a ruler that is measured in inches, or you might have a tape measure that is also measured in inches. Those are great tools to use to find square inches. So we're measuring by the inch, and we're trying to determine the area of the front cover of our math journal in square inches. And then, and then in this space down here, we can do our thinking, show or explain how you found out the area of your math journal. Then there's a challenge down here to find out what you would do, how much you would need if you were to cover the back as well. So today, boys and girls, our challenge is very simple. We're trying to figure out an efficient way to cover our math journal with either square tiles or measure how much area our math journals or notebooks are. So depending on what your math journal looks like, that's what we're using. So we're trying to figure out how many square inches it is. Now, if you're using tiles, I don't know if you have 60 tiles available to you. So what would be another strategy? If you're using a ruler, how are you going to measure this? So before you do that and before you tackle it, I do want you to think about how you would measure things in the past. So for the month of February, For the month of February, we saw on our calendars that we had these grids, and these grids were colored in, and we noticed that we had one day in that calendar of February, we had a 3x3. So in order to find that, we measured 3 across and 3 down. And then we multiplied or added 3 plus 3 plus 3, and that gave us a total of 9 square units. And in this case, we're dealing with inches. So how are you going to do that today in our thinking for measuring our math journal? Awesome. When you guys are done today, there is one quick assignment for you to do, and that is page 182 in your student practice book. And then you can go on to either some ST Math or some workplaces or Concept Quest, and those things would be great for today. So, third graders, good luck and enjoy measuring your math journal.